Hello YouTube, this is Marauders here, and this is the Asus BR1100F. It's an 11-inch student laptop, which means that this is going to be a relatively cheap laptop with relatively low specs that they can only sell out, target just people like students or basically someone who only wants to live in the browser most of the time. Okay, now even though it's a simple student laptop, it has quite a few surprises, I must say. Okay, first of all is on its ports, you can see there's a USB-C port which supports power delivery, 45 watt USB-C power delivery, which is quite good. And there's a normal USB 3.1 port. Okay, that's not a surprise, that's normal. But there's also a USB 2.0 port. Why? Why don't you just put a USB-C port here? Why do you need to put a USB 2 port? Ugh. There's also a space for a micro SD slot. But the surprise here is the fact that you don't get it unless somehow you get the LTE version, because you're using the combo micro SD nano SIM thingamajig that handphones uses. So that's actually a bit annoying. So as you expect, because it's a student laptop, therefore the specs are pretty low. What we are seeing here is a Celeron N4500 with 4 gigs of RAM, and storage you only have 128 gigs of MMC level storage. We're not talking fast SSD or something. But the surprise here on the internals is this thing runs Windows Pro. Instead of running something like Windows Home, which you expect all these student laptops to be usually running, they are running Windows Pro. It's possible because they are actually planning someone to buy this for the school organization, and they want to manage it using AD or something, and you need Windows Pro to have those features. Okay? The next surprise is that for a relatively low cost Windows laptop, this is actually a convertible Windows laptop, and that's great. I mean, hey, I'm definitely for someone who advocates for Windows tablets, so this is fine. I mean, you can actually convert it, even though it's a cheap, I know I'm using the word relatively cheap a lot, but yeah, even though it's a relatively cheap laptop, the fact that you can convert it is really good. It's a very big surprise. And then surprise number 2 is not only is it a convertible laptop, it comes with a digitizer. This is not a stylus, this is an active digitizer, so you get pressure sensitivity in your drawing applications that you're able to actually run on this thing. And not only is it an active digitizer, it's a rechargeable active digitizer. So no hunting for weird 4A batteries for this thing. And that's a big surprise, because how hard is it for Surface to include a rechargeable stylus? Yeah, pretty hard and pretty expensive. Okay? Now, as this is one of those low-end PCs, you really can't expect it to run games properly. Yeah, it runs Fortnite pretty bad. Okay, I've given the system the best chance of doing well. I plugged it in, I've set it to high performance. I mean, in Windows I set it to best performance. So yeah, everything is maxed out on the processing side. So it's not like I'm running on battery or anything. Okay, oof. Let's see if you can even manage to touch down without dying. As a crow. Is that a thing? And Wenhe says it runs Roblox pretty bad. How well is this working as a Roblox system?
It kind of works like how I think everyone sees.
So you think that it should be just the same as people were playing on their tablets?
No. It's yeah, kind of.
So when it's like the performance if they decided to play on an Android tablet.
Yes. Actually, no. I think just a bit worse.
This might be worse.
Yeah.
It's not like you know how well
It's like a laggy bacon's perspective.
But other than that, it's fine for classroom activities, so you shouldn't be worried about that, especially since if you're buying this for someone to do their homework and go through Google meetings or Zoom calls or something, that's more than fine. So, the next surprise that we have that this BR1100F delivers is the fact that Asus is basically touting the fact that this is military standard tough. So it can survive drops, it has a bunch of like splash proof keyboard and other things. So Asus is basically saying, and remember, companies don't like to say this, but they actually mention that it's okay to occasionally drop this from 120 centimeters and below. You know what? We all know it's time for such an occasion. This is the situation right now. I want you to picture this. You're playing Roblox in school during your break, okay? And then suddenly, someone takes a table from you! So it's like this one, as you're going to lunch, you know, you're just a kid, right? Okay, you're just a kid, right? Here, take it. Oh, that's actually a good catch. Okay, so this is the drop test after report. So what happened was so when the thing first dropped and it impacted the screen and it fell screen first. What happened was that the screen nearly popped off from the hinges here. From the bezel. So this screen isn't really screwed down. This is it just pops in and off of it. So I could just push it in to pop it in and it seems fine. I don't think there are any scratches on the screen. But I also don't think the screen has any real scratch protection. I'll try and wipe this screen down and see whether we can see any scratches on it. Keyboard looks fine. There's a slight nick here where, because remember it went straight down, so this part probably hit the floor first and therefore this damaged. There's no rubber protection that's protecting it upwards. Okay. Other than that, well, everything seems to be still working. Although I need to try and see whether the ports are all still fine after all that sudden drop. Okay. I think we can call it that it survived. Okay, so overall, yes. On paper, this looks like a very underpowered system, but for a student laptop, if I just wanted something, I needed my children to like have something to do their homework on, like go through calls or something, this is definitely more than enough. Maybe you can couple it with, I think one of the things that the Microsoft might want to do is that they can couple this with a Office 365 family subscription or something. Then you can just have all your Word or your Office as well running on this, and then the fact that, well, it's military tough, so you don't even have to worry about your kids accidentally dropping it or like doing things that they shouldn't be doing with laptops. So like you might want to think about it if you're like just worried that you want something that is more has some slightly more versatility than a Android tablet for your children to get their homework on, but you don't want to pay too much for a laptop in case they, normal laptops are military tough. So who knows? The Asus BR1100F might just be the one for you. Okay, so this is Marauders. I will see you all in the next video. Bye bye.